you've identified a gap and it's not being served. The people who aren't being served, there is an intense emotional urgency. It's
Yeah.
maybe not recognized in their healthcare providers. I mean, that's how I'm paraphrasing it. Maybe you disagree with
hmm
that. How do you go from there to, okay, I'm going to build something? What's that journey like?
Well, I think something for me, there's a quote I love that is whatever the problem, be a part of the solution. And I think it's attributed to Tina Fey, whom I also adore. And I think for me personally, it was, I lived the experience. I went through two missed miscarriages and a termination for medical reasons and really experienced that dichotomy that you described, which is that medically, pregnancy loss is pretty low acuity. We know what's going to happen in most cases. It's not life-threatening in most cases, et cetera, but it's very high emotional acuity. And I just really experienced that the system is entirely not built for that reality. And it was really through my own pain that I just was so, really focused on what can we build to fix this. But I think it also was then understanding AI and getting to know AI more and really falling in love with the ways in which AI can personalize the tools that we use. And it was the combination of that lived experience and then this technology that, of course, has been around for a very long time, but emerged much more for us mere mortals over a period of time that made me say, like, okay, now's the time. Let's try and build something here.
The meta theme here, and this is something I've been exploring, is people who you'd be thinking, oh, they're like people who would have been like patient advocates in the past, or may have been a patient advocate or an engaged patient. They're now becoming founders
Yeah,
because of access to this technology, and they walk and talk differently and they engage differently. I'm really
right.
curious about that.
Yeah, I definitely feel that. It's my background was I call myself a company builder because I've scaled a couple businesses that weren't my own. I am really in the process right now of understanding the medical system on the side of the providers much more because I'm coming from the patient perspective. And then also understanding technology and understanding how I build with it, obviously with the help of others to do that as well. And I think what's interesting is I think in developing these types of tools, the patient experience is the hardest thing because you can't learn that unless you've gone through it. And I think that's something also that I hear over and over again with pregnancy loss. But I think this is true of, thousands, if not millions of different types of experiences we have in the world, which is you can't understand it until you've lived it. And it takes someone who's lived it to really build the tool that they wish they would have had. And you can learn and you can hire and you can find great advisors in those other areas, but it's that core experience that's really irreplaceable. And it's taken me a while as well to realize that myself, because sometimes I think, oh, who am I to try and build this thing? I'm trying to get into this market that I've never worked in before. But I do think this is the kernel that's the hardest thing to fake. You can't fake it. It has to be really genuine. And what I also see in women's health is you see so many women now who are called to build with this unstoppable passion and stubbornness because they lived a problem and felt so ignored. And that was my experience. And so I think we have this, and it's good and bad. We have this flood of quote unquote patient advocates of us coming into the market and saying, these are the solutions we wish we would have had. So because they don't exist, we're building them.